Hello there everyone, HED Rules 0001 here again, and welcome to episode 33 of The Moaning Show. And in this episode I am answering a request from a viewer, and it's a subject that I feel very strongly about because I'm always doing it and it really gets on my bloody nerves. I'd like to talk to you this week about waiting. Now, waiting, as I said, is something I do a heck of a lot. It's something we all do a heck of a lot, whether we realise it or not. There may be something that we're looking forward to quite a bit. And I apologise for the noise of the bird in the background. But it's always something that is there, you know. So like if you're having a bad day, either at work or at school or whatever the consequence, and you can't wait for that day to be over because it's gone badly, or for instance you're at work and you can't wait to get home, so that makes the day drag. The supposed worst day of the year for waiting is Christmas Eve, because obviously the following day is filled with supposed wonder and surprises. I don't think that's the case. The worst day of the year for waiting is maybe New Year's Eve. Now, as I said, unless you've got somewhere to go New Year's Eve, you know, you're just waiting for a clock to go bong, bong, bong. And that's all you're waiting for. The thing is, with waiting, you have to do it. It's like money. You have to spend money to live. You have to, you know, pay bills, blah 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 blah, which I've mentioned in previous videos. But waiting is another one of those pain in the ass fucking things that you have to do. There's no two ways about it. For instance, you're waiting until maybe your favourite programme comes on the television. I'll get my mouth straight. But it's always waiting, you know. You could be waiting for maybe a DVD box set to come out, or a video game to come out, like I do. And you see the release date and it's like, yeah, okay, I'll get that. And you wait so long and they push the release date back a couple of months because they're quite finished with it. It's like, I've been waiting long enough, come on. And then you get told, wait for it to get cheaper, wait for it to get really. It's like, that's another 2-3 years, get out of it. But waiting is a pain in the fucking arse, it really is. And the very worst, the absolute worst type of waiting is in a queue. No matter where you are, you always have to queue up. And it's a well-known fact that the British are fantastic at queuing. I'm surprised it's not an Olympic sport later on this year. But queuing, oh man, don't fucking get me started on bloody queuing. For instance, there are 3 open departments in a bank. And it's a busy day. You've made the mistake in the first place by going into the bank either on a Monday or a Thursday, because they are both synonymous with pension day. I apologise to anyone watching who is a pensioner. But you queue up and all 3 departments or all 3 cubicles are full, and you are, let's say, what do we say now? Let's say you are 5th in the queue. In other words, you will not get seen until 3 people at the front have been seen, yeah? 1, 2, 3, and the 4 people in front of you. So you've got to wait another turn and a half before you get seen. And, you know, some people could be in there just to bill. Some people could be in there to actually withdraw money from their account. Some people could have a really bad problem. They've gone to the bank to get it sorted. No matter what reason they're in there, it always seems to be longer before you get there. Supermarket queuing. Oh God. You've got your trolley full of shopping. Okay? And you always try and get to the till with hardly any other shoppers there. If you're lucky, you could spy a checkout operator that, you know, is just about to finish with somebody, or who is just going. But 9 times out of 10, you're not going to get that. So you join a queue of hopefully 1 or 2 people in front of you. And then all of a sudden, you'll hear this over the town line. Check out please, check out please. And you're thinking, why didn't you just say that 10 minutes ago? You can see the amount of people in a bloody store. Give us a break, will you? Anyway. And then you see fresh people that have not been in any queue go whoosh straight for the new checkout. Either that, or you see queues to the right and queues to the left, stuck in the middle with it. Sorry, I had to do that. But you see queues to the right and left always seem to go quicker than yours. And the moment you break out of that queue, the queue that you're in will always, and I mean fucking always, start to go slow again. And going back to the pensioners thing, if there's an old person there, usually a 93-year-old bastard, who's in there to get a weekly shop, and you know she's had out packing her packed bags back in the trolley that she's actually used to help push about, you know, to stand upright, to walk. And then she's got coupons and fucking vouchers, and she's all fishing in this shitty little fucking bastard of a fucking purse or wallet, whatever you want to call it, and she's fishing in the cashier's going, for fuck's sake, get on with it, you old bitch. And the people behind her are thinking exactly the same thing. Come on, I've got places to go. Fucking get a move on, you old slag. And you're all fishing for coppers and shit like that. Whether you just think, hand over your fucking debit card, give it to the cashier, but then they've got to remember the debit card combination, their PIN. And they're all like, Now, people of my generation and younger are brilliant at chip and pin. I'll freely admit that I'm a chip and pin I prefer to use chip and pin rather than money, because it's easy. You just go doot, 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 and that's it. You're done, basically. But this old bat goes doot, 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 and it's so fucking slow. And by that, queues to the right and left, you know, they're free. But you've got there, you've loaded your shopping on the conveyor belt. But and then you got to wait for that silly old bit to say, "Thank you, dearie, I've got to go now." It's like, yeah. And usually they have a chat with the person. The person going, boop, 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 boop. They don't care. All they want to do is get to the end of their shift. They're waiting. See what I did there? They're waiting for the end of their shift so they can go home. They're in that job because they can't get anything else. It's bloody annoying. Bloody annoying. So when you're waiting in a queue, queues either side of you or another queue that's servicing exactly the same thing will always go quicker than you. It's fucking sod law, it is. It's a pain in the fucking arse. Really is a pain in the bloody arse. But that isn't the worst type of waiting. The worst type of waiting is for appointments. Waiting times, as they're known as. Now, the NHS provides a free service in this country, and I think it does in Canada as well. And due to the amount of people requiring this service, there are X amount of people to service the serviceable, if that makes sense. And you are always, and I mean always, encouraged to get there ever so slightly early, just so that you don't miss your appointment, which is fair enough, you can understand. Now, 9 out of 10 appointments that I've personally been to or helped my mother with, you can quite clearly see, or you know, in fact, is the word I'm trying to find, you know that you are not going to get in to see your doctor slash nurse slash whoever at the correct time. Your appointment is for, say, 10:40, okay? And you will not get in to see your doctor slash nurse slash whoever probably until closer to 5 to 11 or even after 11 o'clock. Now, there are several reasons for this. The first is you're just unlucky. You are just unlucky. You get there, you're thinking, right, I'm here 5-6 minutes before time, doc will see me, I'll be able to get out, buy some lunch, get home, have that, get back out, or whatever, wherever you're going, whatever your daily routine is, whatever. The second of these is that the doctor, first thing first, didn't arrive on time. In other words, so his first appointment, okay, so his first appointment was like 8:30, 8:45. So he was late for that. So he's late, adding a couple of minutes here or there per appointment. By the time he's got to the appointment at 10:40, he's close to half an hour behind. And 3, there's the case of the doctor wanting, maybe wanting a little bit of a break between patients or between people that he sees or she sees, and you got to put up with that. Secondly, after every appointment, a doctor or a nurse or a GP or whatever, yeah, I would assume has to make contact with maybe the pharmacy that does the things. He has to do all the odd bits of signing prescriptions and things like that, and he has to do all sorts of other things as well before he can say, right, that patient's finished with, I'll put that bit of paper down there, let's grab the next appointment. Now that is the worst bit about waiting. The bad thing for my family is the fact that my dad is the only one that can drive in the family, and he likes to get us to appointments at least 20 minutes early, at least. And that's no exaggeration. He does that. He does that. Which is all well and good, but by the time you've been there for 20 minutes, half hour, you're thinking, I could have stayed an extra half hour in bed, you know? But that's why appointments are appointments. But waiting is a nearly everyday part of life. If you're not waiting for something every day, then, you know, you've basically got nothing to look forward to. So looking forward to should be also known as waiting, because looking forward to is exactly that, is waiting. And waiting, as I keep saying, is a pain in the backside. You do it each and every day, and there's no stopping waiting. You always have to do it. So like if you've put your dinner on last thing at night, or you know, just as you get home from work, school, whatever, and you put your dinner on, you have to wait for that to cook. Or like I say, you wait for your favourite telly programme to come on. Although the worst bit, another bad thing about waiting, we're right in the middle of the football, you have to wait for that to come on. It's just, waiting is one of the worst things that people have to do. And you have to do it. There's no two ways about it. It's a pain in the arse, it's a pain in the backside, it's fucking annoying, but we have to do it. You know? And I know what you're thinking. You're waiting for me to finish talking to you about waiting so you could go do something else. So I thank you for watching this particular edition of The Moaning Show. I hope that answers the request of the specific viewer. And we have a couple of sporting editions hopefully coming up in the next couple of weeks. Now, fingers crossed, fingers, eyes, nose, intestines, whatever, crossed, I am in negotiations with my dear father to try and get him on a new edition of The Moaning Show, hopefully next week, if not the week after, for a fresh Moaning Show about football in general and sort of protected players, things like that. I am hoping to get my dad involved with that. He feels very strongly that, you know, the play acting and diving and, you know, trying to get players booked and stuff like that. So I am trying to get him involved, and obviously with the football at the moment, that would be a topical show. So I'm hoping to get that next week, if not definitely the week after. I will make him do this bloody video. So like I say, I'm waiting for him to do that. So thank you for watching, as you do each and every week. Keep the requests coming in, keep the suggestions coming in, any thoughts, comments, you know, because the more you suggest, the more you request, the more videos there'll be. And you know, we're a couple of months away from this being 1 year old, and for me that's an achievement in itself. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time for more bloody moaning.